Balanced Essentials is an Australian aromatherapy company devoted to health and well-being, using the highest quality therapeutic essential oils in its all-natural product range. Each oil is subjected to quality control procedures to ensure scientific evidence of its properties. This unique collection, superbly presented, describe the effect on the mind and relate to an energy center of the body. Beautiful blends that will uplift, calm, focus your awareness are vital for your skin and will inspire you. The inclusion of crystals to promote and amplify the properties of the products support results that offer a profound and beneficial approach to health and well-being. Take a deep breath. Now sit back and relax. Awaken your senses with Balanced Essentials.
Hello and a massive welcome to you. My name is Nikki V and this is YouTV. Now, our next guest has been around, or say been around, she's been in the business of helping us with our pain for about 30 years. Now, it's a sad fact that millions and millions of Australians suffer with pain every single day. It's not something that should really be happening at the end of the day, but there is an answer. Now, in this hour, we're going to be talking about Be Relieved and Be Sport. Now, Be Sport in itself, if you're suffering from pain, then this is for you, because Be Sport is analgesic, anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, antimicrobial. It is backed by science, and it is also a product that is listed with that government agency. Now, there's so many things to talk about how we can help you with these products that go hand in hand together. We've got an amazing deal for you. When it comes to the Be Sport, if you're thinking about things like your muscular aches and pains, muscle cramps, mild arthritis, these are all things that we can talk about because these products are actually have been listed for those with that government agency. So it's very, very exciting. And our guest is amazing. She's touched the hearts of millions of Australians. You write in every day with your reviews, and we're going to be looking at some of those reviews in this hour. Now, before we get into the show, we're going to introduce you to the deal. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back the other side of this.
Pain doesn't just slow us down. It steals our joy. It keeps us from doing what we love, from moving freely, from feeling like ourselves. But what if you could take back control? What if relief was just a few drops away? Introducing Be Relieved and Be Sport. Powerful, fast-acting and completely natural pain relief solutions that work where you need them most. These blends aren't just soothing, they're backed by science. Traditionally used in aromatherapy, these essential oils have anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic and analgesic properties that help reduce pain, ease muscle tension and support faster recovery. Without pills, without side effects, without waiting. And here's the proof. Thermal imaging technology shows exactly how these blends penetrate deep into the muscles and joints, increasing circulation, boosting oxygen flow, and helping your body heal itself, naturally and effectively. You can actually see the difference. Apply directly to the area where you feel pain. No waiting, no guessing, fast-acting, drug-free relief. Because your body deserves better. It supports your body's natural healing ability so you can keep moving, keep living, keep doing what you love. This is for anyone tired of living with daily aches and discomfort. If you're looking for real relief that's fast, effective and natural, this is it. Right now, for a limited time, we have an exclusive deal just for our viewers. Call now or visit the website to order. But hurry, because stock is running low. Call now. Don't let pain control your life. Take back your movement, take back your freedom, and experience the power of scientifically backed natural relief today. Balanced Essentials, because you deserve to move freely, live fully, and feel your best naturally.
Feel your best naturally, and that is all we want at the end of the day, isn't it? We have got a beautiful natural solution when you're thinking about those pains, and we're going to be going through some of the things that this may help you with in this hour, so don't go anywhere. But I couldn't do this show without the founder, the incredible Cheryl Gilbert. Welcome back, Cheryl.
Thank you, Nikki. It's lovely to be here.
Now, every month just gets more and more exciting with the stories that you share with us, that, you know, you're helping people. But if people have never met you before, you have changed the lives of thousands of Australians. I have to say that. I know by all of the reviews that you've got.
Oh, the many folders and folders of the reviews. We've got amazing amounts, and I've been very lucky over the years. And I guess because it's been going for such a long time too, they've built up. There may not be as many. There's hundreds on the website. But there are thousands of reviews that I've actually got back at the office that are either handwritten letters, cards, all sorts of things. It's been absolutely unbelievable with that.
Did you anticipate when you started this journey 30 years ago that you would be, or you would have such huge success with this product Be Relieved and help so many people with their pain?
I gathered from, I loved aromatherapy. I had seen amazing results with it. And I had a shop in Beecroft, and I could see the results of it with mixing and going from there. But I wanted to have something that was easy to apply, that did basically everything, rather than having to buy a number of bottles and work it out for yourself. And these really did come about from that, and it was quite an incredible experience. But once they went on the market, the feedback, the amount of people that were, finding relief from pain, even the doctors that were surprised at how good it was working, how well, and it really went from there.
And Cheryl came from a more traditional allopathic Western model of medicine at first, didn't you? I mean, you trained as a pathology paramedic, and
I'd done a little bit of nursing, trainee nurse, pathology paramedic. I had a shop specialising in aromatherapy from there. I've done a bit of everything. I've even been in the bank. It was one of my first jobs. Funnily enough, that's gone with me now, having the business side. But no, I've done a bit of everything, and I think the fact that I love to study, I love to read more about things, understand the way they work, and I know with essential oils, they are just amazing in the fact that there are so many natural chemicals that come from one plant, and to have those all together, each of these products contains about 13 ingredients in each.
wow.
It's a very, very complex blend, but it's that complexity that makes it work so well.
And it's the synergy of the complexity of the oils in the blend. Now, a much loved Australian and trusted brand for 30 years, and the Current Affairs style show approached you several years ago, and they were like, well, come on then, prove it. And I think, like most common Current Affairs shows, they come in, don't they, Cheryl, and they've got this idea of possibly disproving what you're saying.
Very
However,
much. They like to have an edge, and I was a bit surprised, of course, very naive. I had no idea. But in the end, they couldn't, and they were, they did have the doctor that comes on at the very end to give the other side of things, which was on virtually every one of the shows. But it was wonderful because they ended up calling it the miracle oil, and they couldn't debunk the fact that we had used scientific measurement with the thermal imaging. And that was something very different. No one had really done a lot of that. And to be able to show a before and after shot visually, which was important because trying to explain to people how well it worked, it was so much better to have that visual science behind it to back it up, and they could see the pictures, they could visualise within 3 to 5 minutes of application.
And we're going to share that with you very, very shortly. But you're thinking, how can I get my mitts on this? Well, it's easy. You either pick up the phone or you go to the website aroma.com.au. You can see it on your screen. Now, the offer today is an incredible $119. That is for one Be Relieved and one Be Sport, and you will need the two of them. They work in different ways, but amazingly to give you that relief. Now, Why have you specifically paired these two together in the range?
They are really they're classified as therapeutic, and there's a whole process you have to go through to actually have that done. I wanted to have something that was like a first aid in a bottle, something that worked for it. You'll look at Be Relieved as a calming blend. It contains a lot of the calming essential oils that, as we spoke about, are analgesic, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, etc. And you look on Be Sport, even though the name Be Sport sometimes confuses people, it's really the stimulating pain relief. So if you want to be awake, if you want to be really vitalised for the day, if you're going to go and do any exercise, it's a little bit better because it does help more with circulation. So in areas such as the shoulders, lower back, feet, you'll find that the ingredients in Be Sport are a little more stimulating, but in Be Relieved, it's one of the most versatile because it can be used night and day.
Yeah.
Whereas if Be Sport, you were to cover a large area of your body, the stimulating oils would probably keep you awake.
It's so true. Now, I actually, I had an accident a couple of years ago and ended up with all sorts of things going wrong. I've got problems with my SIJ, and I've got low L4 and L5 facet joint arthropathy as a result of it. And for me, the pain at night, you can imagine laying down is hurting. I try and lie with the number 4, you know, the leg over that way, and that hurts. And then I'm lying on this side and that's gone. And I notice it when I don't take my Be Relieved. Last night I put my Be Relieved and I covered the entire of that lower back area. And I did get up at about 5 o'clock to have to do it again, but I put it on at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
And it was a night without worrying about not being able to sleep. It was a night with being able to turning over normally in bed. That's not a gift. That's not a reward. That's something that we should be able to do.
We should be able to do it. And I think that's where people are surprised with the oils, because they'll use them and they'll be absolutely amazed that they were able to get through a night, that they were... It's not going to work for every single person. If you're expecting it to work overnight and you've been on a lot of painkillers, if you still have an existing injury, you're going to have to work through that too and allow the products to work, because the anti-inflammatory effects of them, the analgesic, will actually work better over time because you'll have a lot of existing inflammation that's been there. So work with it. But for the majority of people, they use it and they're absolutely surprised. And I know with people with, especially with arthritis, if they put this on at night time and in the morning before they go anywhere, they're not even aware of their feet anymore, whereas before they feel like their feet are like concrete.
Yeah,
they're in pain.
Makes a huge difference to the quality of life, and I think that's all we're asking for these days, isn't it, while we're on this earth? Please, can we just have a little bit of quality? Not asking for much.
And something natural, because the amount of people I get that are looking for something natural that they wanted, that isn't going to damage them, you know, isn't going to add to any more of their problems. And they're quite surprised that they can get something and apply it to the skin within 3 to 5 minutes, they're noticing a change. And it's working for them.
But don't just take our word for it. We have Esther who has written in. We're going to have a little read of Esther's review. That's going to come up. Share your reviews because Cheryl absolutely loves them. Thank you so much for this outstanding oil. I live in chronic pain and I'm overjoyed to have seen this on TV and tried it. I'm telling others who are in pain about it, as it's relief beyond anything else I have ever tried. Thank you so much for creating it. And that was from Esther. And we also had another one in from John. John says, I've suffered from chronic arthritis for many years, and in that time I think I've tried every product known to man. As you might imagine, I've become very skeptical over time, as the relief provided by nearly all those products never matched the hype. I only wish I'd discovered Be Relieved much earlier. I could have saved myself a lot of pain and misery. I can't believe the oil has been around for many years. and it's taken me this long to find it. God bless you, Don. A lot of people say that when they find it, it's like, you know, magical. And
that's right.
Yeah.
And they won't go anywhere without it. They won't go on holidays. They carry it in their handbag just in case they fall over and hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And they panic when it gets near the bottom of the bottle, which is why they tend to double up and buy two, and they've got it there. But yeah,
now,
they won't go without it.
What
no.
price do you put on, you know, relieving yourself of some of the awful feelings that you're having when it comes to pain? $119 for the Be Relieved Be Sport. You will use both of them. And you're getting free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to aroma.com.au. Now, Cheryl spoke earlier about giving some proof, giving some evidence, giving some scientific evidence to the Current Affairs style show when they were tasking her on it, and they turned out and said that they were miracle oils, and we're going to see the reason why. So Cheryl, you took your products and had them tested thermally, so we've got some thermal imaging to show you. The first one we're going to have a look at, and this basically validated your product claims that pain and inflammation was significantly reduced after just 3 minutes of application. Talk to us about what we're feeling on the left-hand side, if that's us.
As I spoke about arthritis before, if you can imagine that person on the left, their feet are incredibly sore. The white-hot areas are the ones that give them the most pain, followed by red, followed by orange, etc. You can see within 3 to 5 minutes the white-hot areas have gone. It's begun to help with the inflammation there, and it's reduced significantly, so much so that that person would be feeling quite amazing after that. And then again, if they applied it again a little bit later on, they're going to notice another change. But that's the initial change within 3 to 5 minutes.
That's incredible. And here we're looking at somebody who is, they're in a bad way with their neck here, Cheryl.
Yes, yes. And a lot of us have been through that. If you can imagine when you're on a computer all day and you're leaning over. So many people now, because they don't do a lot of movement, they don't do a lot of exercise, have ended up with very bad necks and shoulders and back.
And this is the after, so you can see that the red hot areas and the white hot areas have dissipated, and you can visually see in this thermal imaging the relief that this person has sustained after just 3 to 5 minutes of application. That is mind-blowing. If you think about how you're feeling right now as you're sat down watching this show, where is it manifesting in your body? Where could you, what's the word, benefit from receiving, putting this on that area and feeling that dissipation within such a short space of time?
And even if you're not feeling a lot of pain, just to be able to go into bed at night time and be able to put some on your feet and on your legs, you will find it quite amazing, because you'll get help with sleep. But also too, you don't realise that because we're on our feet all day, because we're walking around, we always will have some form of discomfort in our feet. And it's amazing the difference.
We can't replace them at the end. But if your feet are not happy, the rest
then you're
of
not happy. And you can, at that one area of your body, can make a huge difference to how you are the very next day.
Now, we've got some more thermals to show you. Maybe you struggle with abdo issues, whether it's, ladies' problems, time of the month, whether you've got IBS. This is a classic. Look at how contracted that tummy is on the left.
This was a really good one, because we could show the white hot areas, we could show how it was before the application of the oil, and you can just see the difference there. You can actually see it cramping too, because the image on the right shows it without the white hot area. That means that really painful area is dissipated, but also notice how it's relaxed.
Yeah.
It's a lot larger, it's a lot more relaxed. And that's simply as a result of applying it and using the anti-inflammatory effect of the oils.
And it's good for little people as well, because they tend to get a lot
for the
tummy issues, don't they?
I know. We've had so many testimonials with children where if they can't speak, they will be aware that it's working, and they'll lift their top and they'll walk around and point to their tummy to actually have it applied. Even with some animals, we've had lots of animal stories
Yeah.
about how they've actually, one dog took it from the coffee table wherever, you know, whoever was home, it would take the bottle when it needed to get some pain relief to have it applied. Now, that's not a placebo effect.
They're intuitive,
They're
and their sense
intuitive.
of smell is 3,000 times
Yeah.
that of a human, so they
Yeah,
know
but
what's
they
in
knew
there.
that bottle would relieve them of that pain. That was especially one that was dealing with cancer. So it was in a lot of pain. But that's what's happening. You know, children know, and that won't be placebo. They know. If it works, they will know. Whereas an adult might be able to talk themselves through a lot of things, even with existing medication. A lot of our medications work because people believe they will work. But you can't do that when it's either a very young child or an animal.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Now, the other one we're going to give you for the B sport, excuse me, is for the back. Now, I don't know whether it's you or whether you've got a partner or a husband who's a tradie or a truckie or somebody that's sat in the car for long periods of time, or you're lugging a little one around, you know, on your hip all the time, but your back is your issue. And if you look at the white hot areas, Cheryl, on the left, that's going all the way down that lower lumbar, all the way down to the sacrum. I'm feeling that right now.
Yes.
Like that's... And then the pain in the shoulder, you can see it. Talk us through that white area.
Well, you can imagine how much pain that person was in, and they're the white hot areas. And then you see after 3 to 5 minutes. And we're not talking about massage, because when we did the thermal imaging, the oil was only applied very liberally. It wasn't massaged in. We didn't want to confuse it. So it was just applied, and that short period of time showed those incredible results.
Wow.
Now, if at home you also help to massage, you can imagine how much better a result you're going to get. But we all know what back pain is like. You know, I've been through it. I've had prolapsed discs from doing silly things and hurting, and I don't have any problems now. I was very lucky. I was told if I had have moved the wrong way, I would have been paralysed.
Oh, gosh.
And I got through it all just with the Be Relieved and the B Sport. That initial day, I applied both, and I lay there in the bed and cried my way through it.
Oh,
but
bless you.
it got better and better and better. I didn't take any other existing Panadol or anything else, and I was determined to get through it, but it was a very worrying time. But I managed to get through it all, and I don't have any problems. I didn't even need an operation in the end.
It's incredible, isn't it? And you know, back pain is one of the biggest reasons. I think it's the third most important reason for people taking time or having absenteeism from work in Australia. It's huge.
Yes.
Now, talking about chronic pain, and you know, you maybe have been struggling with it, and it becomes a point where it is chronic, isn't it? And you feel that you've got to live with it. It goes from being acute to when you first hurt yourself to something that just never seems it's going to go away. Now, that can lead to so many things like reduced mobility, muscle tension, the tiredness, the fatigue.
The anxiety. Some people end up with depression because they get to the point where they virtually think that their whole life is always going to be pain. And that gets to a point where, you know, they may end up on very strong medication. All sorts of problems go from there. If you can get to the problem quickly, if you can apply a product like this very, very quickly, you will find that you're going to recover a lot quicker. And it also gives you hope, because a lot of the ingredients in these products are for anxiety as well. And that's a really important thing. If you're anxious, if you're worried, if you think the pain is going to get worse, you're going to panic.
Yeah, or if you think the pain's never going to go away.
Exactly. And so therefore, with that side of it as well, it actually makes you feel that you've got hope, that it's better, it's getting better. Therefore, you don't panic, you don't worry about it, and you tend to get better quicker then.
Interesting, isn't it? Because all of those things can socially take such a strain on you. They strain your relationship. You end up going off the grid. You don't want to go out anywhere. You don't want to. You avoidance for situations, isolation.
Yes, isolation. Some people end up with panic attacks, stay home, won't even go to the letterbox because of the overwhelming anxiety for it. So it can lead to so many different things. That's why if you get to something quickly, if you've got hope, and I think that's what I love about aromatherapy, it gives you hope because it's working.
30 years you've been doing this, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, literally no dramatization there, no exaggeration, have written to you, Cheryl, for a myriad of issues, saying that you literally have changed the quality of their life. And I think many people, we get to a point with chronic pain where we just stop thinking that it's pain anymore, and we think that that's our new normal. That is normal. It doesn't have to feel that way. It doesn't have to be like that. Get these home and give them a try. You do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Keep a little journal because I'd really love to know your story. $119 gets you the Be Relieved, Be Sport, aroma.com.au. Before we go back to the thermal imaging, talk to us about how Be Relieved actually does work on the pain.
Well, it absorbs into the skin. That's what I love about it. You put it on the areas where you have pain. So if you, say, have a sore knee, apply it below the knee as well as on the knee and up on the thigh region as well, because you'll find that the muscles and the tendons have also been impacted by whatever problem you've had with your knee. It absorbs into the body very, very quickly. It goes through the circulation. It goes into the connective tissues. It goes into basically every part, which helps it to recover that much quicker. And you'd be surprised because a lot of people thought that by applying an oil to the stomach area, for anyone that had, severe cramping, that it couldn't possibly affect the bowel. But we were able to show within 3 to 5 minutes with the thermal imaging, it did affect the bowel. The bowel was changed within that time.
Well, let's have a look at those again because they blow me away. And this is when I say I'm smiling. The reason I'm smiling is because I'm so happy for you to be able to get this home, because I really, truly know how this is going to be life-changing with one of Cheryl's products. But let's have a look at the thermals, because this is how we say it's backed up by scientific research. And this is in 3 to 5 minutes. So if that's you on the left and your feet are absolutely burning or throbbing, or, the pain, maybe you're on your feet all day, maybe, I don't know, it could be a hairdresser, bank tellers, working in service somewhere. That could be your feet at the end of the day.
Yeah, and also too, remember to apply it a little bit further. That's really important. Not just on the feet, put it on the feet, but up the leg, around the knee area and to the back of the knee where you've got the lymph glands as well, and you're going to get a much better result. The larger area you cover, the larger the essential oil ingredients you're going to have, and you'll be able to absorb, and it will work with the body to help heal you.
That's incredible, isn't it? Like the body knows and nature knows. Next up, we've got the neck. Do you recognise yourself here, Cheryl? Those areas there are looking pretty painful.
Very, very, very sore. You can see the red hot area there, the orange area. So that person would be feeling quite uncomfortable, and probably over a very long period of time.
I would expect a few headaches with that as well. Like the referred,
say so.
The way the pain is.
Well, a lot of migraine too are actually caused from the muscles in the neck and the shoulders. So if you've got a headache, you can put it onto your forehead, on your face, around your neck, but also put it on your shoulders, because you'll find you might be finding that it's actually muscular more than anything else. And you can see the difference in that particular thermal image there of the application of the oil and how quickly it actually worked.
And then we've got the tummy, and I think this is one that many of us can imagine, like if you've got any kind of IBS or the tummy goes into that horrible contraction, that awful pain. And then you can see on the right, it's amazing how it just expands with relaxation.
Well, this was able to disprove a lot of people, because they said it can't possibly affect the bowel. And you can see with the images there, you can see the change. So we were able to prove it.
That's magical.
Scientifically prove it, which was such a good feeling, because we knew it worked, but no one would believe that it would actually work that quickly on the bowel. And we said, well, look at this. And that's when the product really started to take off.
Yeah, well, it's still taking off after all this time. We're going to give you an opportunity to get on the phones, get onto aroma.com.au, and we're going to come back and talk about B Sport just the other side of this.
Pain doesn't just slow us down, it steals our joy. It keeps us from doing what we love, from moving freely, from feeling like ourselves. But what if you could take back control? What if relief was just a few drops away? Introducing Be Relieved and Be Sport. Powerful, fast-acting and completely natural pain relief solutions that work where you need them most. These blends aren't just soothing, they're backed by science. Traditionally used in aromatherapy, these essential oils have anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic and analgesic properties that help reduce pain, ease muscle tension and support faster recovery. Without pills, without side effects, without waiting. And here's the proof. Thermal imaging technology shows exactly how these blends penetrate deep into the muscles and joints, increasing circulation, boosting oxygen flow, and helping your body heal itself, naturally and effectively. You can actually see the difference. Apply directly to the area where you feel pain. No waiting, no guessing, fast-acting drug-free relief. Because your body deserves better. It supports your body's natural healing ability so you can keep moving, keep living, keep doing what you love. This is for anyone tired of living with daily aches and discomfort. If you're looking for real relief that's fast, effective and natural, this is it. Right now, for a limited time, we have an exclusive deal just for our viewers. Call now or visit the website to order. But hurry because stock is running low. Call now, don't let pain control your life. Take back your movement, take back your freedom, and experience the power of scientifically backed natural relief today. Balanced Essentials, because you deserve to move freely, live fully, and feel your best naturally.
We are talking performance-based with these oils. They're incredible. The synergy of the blend is where the power comes. Mother Nature truly knows best, and I say the same thing every time. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said something like 5,000 years ago that the very plants that grow on our grave are those that could save us. And it's funny how, Cheryl, we've gone almost like full circle. We've got all of this amazing technology and advancement and everything that's going on in life and the medical fields and professions. However, when you boil it all down, most things came from a plant.
They did, and that's where our healing came from. And we're going back to that now too. We're looking at a more natural approach. It will not be something that gets less over time. It's going to become more over time. We're learning more and more about how healing the plants are. I mean, even back in the days of the plague, you know, they used to have it so, remember they had the very long noses? Yeah. And they had the plants in there, so they were breathing in and smelling the essential oils. And they were the ones that very rarely got ill because they're healing and they're actually going to be antibacterial as well. So they will help you with so many things.
You've said to me before as well, I mean, it's not just, you know, those of us that are new age that are out there and loving this.
Yes.
There's a lot of elderly people that have come full circle after having had a lot of allopathic medicine and side effects and things that are so looking for this natural relief.
Very much so, and I get a lot of customers ring, even in their 90s, and all they want now is natural. They've been through the whole gamut of every single thing. They've gone from one medication to another medication to this to that. And they're so disappointed. They've been let down by so many people over the years. So they really want something that's natural, but they're well aware of it. They really know about what the power of plants, natural therapies do for them. And they use it, and they're more than happy to go ahead with it. So and they tell everybody else. And it's quite interesting because even with the crystals that go in every product.
Yeah, because we rarely mention that, but in every
That's
single
right.
bottle, when you get to the end, there's a beautiful crystal.
That's right. It's a little crystal bead, and you'll find in the Be Relieved, it's a rose quartz, and you'll find in the Be Sport, it's a clear quartz crystal. Now, that's vibrational medicine. It's something that will actually impact on the body in a different way, but it actually allows that blend to be a little bit better for you, a little bit stronger, and work a bit better in other ways. And so therefore you're getting crystal healing along with the essential oils.
I love that. So we're looking at quality and purity as well, because obviously not all aromatherapy oils are created equally. I mean, we can go into, you can buy them quite inexpensively, to be honest with you, but a lot of them have been tainted, contaminated with synthetics, and
Well, yes.
not
They
really the
can
best
be.
way of extracting them.
That's right. You can also get the nature identical oils where they use a very cheap essential oil to bulk it up to make up that formulation, because you're looking at a product here that has to be diluted to be applied to the skin, because a lot of essential oils can't be put on in their
so
pure
powerful.
form. They're very powerful. These are in sweet almond, macadamia and wheat germ oils, and that is such a lovely moisturising effect, but it allows the oils to be absorbed by the skin very, very readily, and you don't need to have them as being pure. And this is where the potency of these particular essential oils comes into play.
Now let's talk about Be Sport. Don't be fooled by the name. She may have created it for the Parramatta Ills, which I think was
a very long time
was
ago.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
This is actually making its way for anybody with the mild arthritis, anybody who needs to get the circulation going. A lot of diabetics love this one.
They do,
and put it on their
because-
feet, I've heard.
Because it's more stimulating, and
Yeah.
you only have to smell it to know it's more stimulating. It also contains arnica, and arnica is one of the ingredients
bruises.
very good for bruising. So you have a bit of both in these oils, but in Be Sport you find a lot of people that have painful shoulders. They might have been suffering from problems in their shoulders. They might have been suffering from neuropathy with their feet. And Be Sport sometimes is a little bit better for them. But then again, if you are in a huge amount, if you've done an injury, as I said before, you can use one after the other if you want to. But a lot of people use the Be Sport during the day because it will also focus them, make them feel more aware, and the Be Relieved they'll save for the night time.
Because it's really, it kind of gets you, I just associate the smell with Be Relieved as going nine-eyes now, you
Yeah,
know, because it just
yeah.
makes me feel so calm.
And just use them as often as you need. In the beginning, when you're getting used to them, every time you feel that the pain has come back again, put it back on again, and you're going to get the very best result. And over time, you'll use them much, much less.
Now, we have got another review. We've got another testimonial that we'd love to show you. This one is from Christine, and I can't wait for you to get these home, by the way, and try them out, because I feel that you're going to be the next one to be writing in. Now, Christine says, your products are amazing. I have pain in my hips that can wake me up at night. Both Be Relieved and Be Sport work so well in relieving this pain that I don't need to take a pain medication. Wow. I'm loving the Sport oil. I recently had an operation on my ankle and my hips are all out due to the cast. The Sport oil removed the pain immediately. It is amazing. Obviously, all results vary, but you can't tell me that thousands of people are making this up when they actually handwrite letters to you, or they email you, and they've got such different stories.
Yes.
But you can see how the oils may be working in those areas.
Well, that you can see with the thermal imaging that they work. And we know that aromatherapy, if it's done well, works. The complexity of these particular products are that you've got 13 ingredients. And that's a little bit different to most on the market. The fact that we were able to use the government body and to put it through that way, to be able to allow us to make these claims, was so important. But rather than just have a few little lines of what
it
it
was
could
pages
do,
and pages, Cheryl.
we've got a page and a half
Yeah.
of listings on each of these products. So there's so many different things it can work for. I mean, you know, you've got the fact that you can use for shingles, you can use for cuts, scratches, minor burns, anxiety. There are that many different reasons to use these, not just for arthritis, not just for muscular aches and pains. So many different things, which you'll get when you get the brochure. You'll be able to read it and see what it does.
Have I been living in a sort of like Mandela effect, an alternate reality? But there's been a lot of shingles going around recently.
There are, for many reasons. There seems to be outbreaks of shingles, and a lot of people are out there with the blisters or the nerve pain. And a lot. So I do get many comments about how it's helped with the shingles, especially under the breast area for a lot of women. It can be very uncomfortable. You know, they can't wear bras, they can't be comfortable.
So if you feel like everyday muscle aches, muscle soreness or joint stiffness, I don't know, we've got a pain map that we can show you.
Headaches, migraine,
or
fibromyalgia, there's all sorts of things.
All of these areas that you can see on the screen, I think we can relate to. Or if it's just the daily grind, you know, those lingering discomforts can take a toll on your energy and your well-being. But this is the all-natural way to relieve those common aches and pains. And you can do it right in the comfort of your own home. And the significance of the fact that these oils have been listed with the government agency as being able to work with certain conditions is huge. I mean, that's a massive thing.
Well, they're listed as a natural medicine.
Yeah.
And that was something that was really important, because if I went out there and had not gone through that process and was able to show all the different things it could help with, then we couldn't say anything about it. You couldn't even talk about it helps with well-being, because that's a listable claim.
Yeah, the word well-being is...
Yeah. So therefore it made it very difficult. So it had to be something that we could prove. It had to be something that we went through a very long process with. And now we're able to say that these particular ones do all the things that they are listed as saying.
That's pretty powerful.
It's very powerful, but it was important to me because I love the scientific side of it. And I wanted people to be able to use these products. I knew the results we were getting. I knew what was happening for a long time. And it was really important to be able to get that out so that people could quite readily understand it. And I could talk about it without having it taken off the market. I was able to actually prove and show that it worked in those ways.
And talk about having a passion and believing in your product, and this is where it, you know, it brings you to being able to help thousands of people. The B Sport specifically, the thermal imaging that we're going to show you for the back, was using the B Sport. And Cheryl, talk us through again, if somebody's just flicked over, what are we seeing on the left-hand side of the screen?
You're looking at thermal imaging, and an image was done of the back on the left-hand side. The white-hot areas are the most painful areas, followed by the red, followed by the orange. Within 3 to 5 minutes of application, you can see the right-hand image, and you can see how much of the white-hot area has already disappeared, and the body's gotten rid of it with the use of the product B Sport. It actually has helped within that short period of time to remove the most painful areas, and you can imagine that would only get better with more and more applications throughout the day of that one.
That's incredible. And maybe you're feeling it there. I know our Vanessa on the floor, she's got a frozen shoulder. And sorry, Ness, talking about you. And she's been using the products and really feeling a difference. And you can you can go and have, you know, I've done it. I think I had 6 down my back, my spine and my legs over that course of the year. I had 6, and you're not supposed to have them, that many cortisone injections. And I ended up looking like this, one of the side effects, you know, coming away like I look at a lettuce leaf and put on 14 kilos. But there's only so many times you can do that. With this, you can apply it as many times as you need. and you can get that relief. And the
That's
more
right.
you use it, it just, it's incredible the way it feels.
And learn to follow what your body is telling you. You know, we for a long time, we have really ignored that. It's really important for the body to understand it's trying to tell us something. Pain is telling us that there's an injury, that we either have to look at it or we have to allow our body time to heal. So go with what your body is telling you. If you're in pain, apply more. And that will work the very best way for you, because you've got to allow your body to heal. It's up to the body to heal, but other things can actually accelerate that healing and help to heal. And that's where essential oils and aromatherapy are so important.
And my gosh, the body is incredible, isn't he, she, they, them. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, when your body feels something good and natural, it's like, praise be hallelujah.
Yes,
It's so happy in that moment. Like, it responds.
The body responds very quickly, and the brain too, because once you realise something is working, you lose a lot of anxiety, apart from the fact that these particular blends have anti-anxiety ingredients in them too. And once you've gotten to that point, you can relax. You don't think, I'm going to rush to the doctor to get something at the doctor. You think, oh, I can actually cope with this. I've still got a bit of pain, but I'll put some more on later and I'm healing. And you can allow that to happen, but it takes the fear of getting worse away.
Yeah, and it's the difference between being able to play with your grandchildren in the park, or,
Yes, or go to
throw
work.
the ball for the dog, or go to work and not be able to do those things. Now, we've got another testimonial for the Bee Sport, and this time it's from Robert that we'd like to share with you. And Robert says, I've just received my order of Bee Relieved and Bee Sport, and we were very pleased with the results in such a short time. I have 2 hammer fingers, 1 on each hand, and I had relief with them within a few hours. Thank you very much. We've seen your interview on TV just last week and decided to order some. Thank you. And there is always this common thread that runs throughout. Whatever people are saying it's helped them with, the common thread is, oh my gosh, it helped, worked within a very short space of time. I think that's what surprises people.
And also the number of people that ring me and say, and I've told so many people about it. Once you have had a result, you are more likely to tell other people. And so many people ring me and say, I've just told everybody in my group, or I've told my family, or I've bought it now for my daughter and I've sent it to her. Can I send it to her? Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
one of the
they
things
go
you
from
will
there.
send off in a care package to people, because you want everybody to have that feeling of relief, that benefit.
Yes.
Now, Cheryl, show us when we get it home. You've got a little trick with because if you've got, obviously I have mine on the bedside table, which is like Balinese wood, so I like to protect it, and you taught us a little trick about how to do that.
Well, what I do with the package is I'll open up the top, and I don't know if you can see that, but I'll actually push it down into it. So it allows you then, there we go, it allows you to put the bottle in, and I'll grab this and show you, and then you can just put it in and it's ready to go. You're not, if you've been a little bit exuberant with the oil, you're not going to get any oil anywhere else. And you can just take the bottle out and apply it.
Just a little hack to protect your bedside and things like that, because I get over exuberant with my oils and it tends to go absolutely everywhere.
And that reminds me too, if you're going to apply it, you've got the cap here, but probably one of the easiest ways is just put your hand on top, tip it like that, and then back, and that will give you a little bit of the oil there, and then you just keep adding more. It depends. If your skin's very dry, you're going to probably apply a little bit more. But it's very easy just to apply it. And it does absorb in very, very quickly.
It does, yeah. So don't worry
and that
about...
way you're not going to spill it.
Yeah. So you get a beautiful booklet that comes as well that talks about the range and the blends and the balanced approach. So have a good read of that. And Cheryl as well, have a look around on her website, because there are so many other amazing... I know you don't want to be uplifted. Be Calm are amazing. Have a look on there. But you also have a newsletter, so you're very proactive with your customers.
Yes.
You chat to them and you inform them, and really are quite informative.
I love to help people to learn and to explain the product, because there is a lot to explain. There are so many things that it can help with that I do get quite a few calls. I divert the phone to my mobile on weekends, take the calls. I've had calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night. But it's really important to me that people understand, especially when they're in pain.
Yeah.
And if you have people that are crying on the phone, you know, it breaks your heart. It's lovely to be able to help and explain it. And
well, that's why you are the wonderful person that you are. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for bringing us Balanced Essentials. Get your Be Relieved or your Be Sport. Remember, you've got free delivery, a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call that number or go to aroma.com.au. Thank you.